summer July night in San Francisco. Nothing like summer in San Francisco. It is cold as shit here. I don't know if he's affiliated with the show. To my right, delivering all the jams that warm up the show all through the preheat. This is Joe Ill. Joe Ill.
Hello.
He looks incredible. He sounds incredible. We have a great lineup tonight. It's a big variety of performers. We've got some comedians. We've got some vocalists. We've got some other performers. I like to say performers and not artists, though. Do you consider yourself an artist, Joel?
Absolutely.
I do to a degree, but I don't like calling things art, because usually that means it's a bad version of something, right? If somebody invites you to a show, that's very exciting. But if they invite you to an art show, it's like, ooh, they better have wine and cheese and good-looking people handing those things out, right?
Yeah, there's some very ugly people here tonight, I'm telling you.
Yeah. If you hear your daughter. If you hear your daughter's gonna go, yeah, right, beautiful. But if you hear your daughter is gonna go to school, that's exciting, right? But what if she's going to art school? The worst possible version of school? That's bad news. Or say you're gonna listen to Art Garfunkel. The worst possible version of Simon and Garfunkel. Art is a bad idea, that's all I'm saying. But tonight we have performers, not necessarily artists. I might just be resentful because I'm a comedian. If you're a comedian, you don't really have the same tools of your trade that you do in other situations. He's got the wheels of steel over there. Artists, you have a sketchbook. If you're a painter and you have a sketchbook, you can get a woman to take her clothes off. You can. We've all seen Titanic. That was a historical movie that all really happened. Well, unfortunately, if you're a comedian, you just have a notebook, not a sketchbook. And I can't take out my notebook and say, hey, baby, I think you are very special and you are so beautiful. Why don't you lie down on that couch over there, take off all your clothes, and I'm gonna write down sarcastic observations about your body. All night long. You gonna do this, girl? It's gonna happen? It's not gonna happen. I'm sad. This is DJ Joe Ill's last Moonlighting. You're not gonna be here next month.
Unfortunately not.
Why? Where are you gonna be? You wanna tell everybody where you're going?
A little party in the desert.
A little party in the desert. I don't want to be a playa hater about this. I have been invited to Burning Man before. I would like to go. Last year I had a roommate that was very excited about Burning Man, and I came very close to going to Burning Man, mainly because I'm from San Francisco and it's very difficult to say no to anything. So he just kept saying, you're going, you want to be on the camera? I'd be like, maybe, I'm going to work things out, meaning no, not really. The thing that kind of clinched it was I was telling him about going, and he said, hey Sean, if you're going to go midweek, we'll just wait for that. All right. Can you bring some produce and some vegetables as an offering to the tribe? And that was when I decided I probably wasn't going to Burning Man because when white people mention tribes, it's not good. It's either genocide, too interested in Survivor, or lying about their bullshit Cherokee heritage. None of those things are good. But I hadn't committed, so on Wednesday I actually got a voicemail from him explaining to me where to find all our friends. And so I got this call from the playa. I didn't even know you could call from the playa. You had some cell service, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I got this call. It was like, hey Sean, so great you're going to Burning Man, super cool. Remember about the fruit. Couple of things you have to know about Burning Man. All the directions at Burning Man are measured in radians. And the streets are named after months of the Mayan calendar. So you're going to need to bring a compass and a super good almanac, maybe a graphing calculator, I don't know. So go to 1 1/3 pi west. That's going to be a Braxton Street. You can tell it's a Braxton Street because of the giant wooden dinosaur. It's a apatosaurus. If you get to the wooden triceratops, you've gone too far. So turn right at the dinosaur, go 200 yards, you're going to see a bunch of Mylar balloons. And each one of those balloons has the lyrics to a different fish song on it. Pick your favorite fish song. Don't pick a radio song, pick a deep cut. Pop that balloon, and then pick want to go north towards the sound of the duck that's blasting techno music, and you're going to see an old man. He's going to be really old. He's going to have really long dreadlocks. He's going to be really, really naked. So whatever you do, don't look at his dick, bro. Don't look at his dick once. Get it out of your system. Then don't look at it again. Then hand him the dream catcher. He's going to ask you a series of riddles about your spirit animal, and if you get them right, you get a handful of pills, and then your fucking friends are everywhere, bro. Welcome to Burning Man! So, it's going to be great. It's going to be really fun. I'm not really sure I can make it to Burning Man. I have very pale skin, pink cheeks. I know it looks like I've been maybe like doing shots or running laps around the venue. That's not it. I'm just blushing all the time, 24/7, because I'm constantly ashamed of myself. That's what you're looking at here. I do sometimes get, strangers will give me sunscreen sometimes in public. Sometimes I'll be putting on sunscreen, like at a baseball game, and a stranger will actually say, "Can I just give you some more sunscreen?" It's like burning right now. But speaking of wasteland non-cities out in the middle of nowhere, I went to Sutter Creek recently.
How was that?
It was pretty great. Sutter Creek, I didn't know it was a real place. I thought it was just something they printed on the side of boxes of wine, but it's a weird place. I had a friend that was getting married there. He moved out there for work, and what he ended up doing is he worked sales for a soy cheese factory. Yes, they sell soy cheese. So I was asking about what they sold, and I said, soy cheese, so it's like vegan cheese for people who can't eat animal products. And he said, well, there's actually some animal products in the cheese. So I said, okay, but it's like lactose free. It's for people who are lactose intolerant. He said, well, there's actually quite a bit of lactose in the soy cheese. So who is this for? It's for people who love cheese but hate themselves. That's really what's going on. It's like, I like eating cheese, but I'm not farting enough. Is there a product for cheese? Great.
Well, you know, Sean, it's like the vegetarians. It's not that they really love animals. You really hate plants.
You hate plants. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Is that you want them to go down, especially legumes, right? Is that a legume? Am I even saying that right? I feel like that's a word I've maybe read and never said before. We're in the crowd. It's like, he is an idiot. It's legume, obviously. We went to a bar, the only bar in Sutter Creek, and I met an amazing guy, a guy in San Francisco who would have been just like the king of the hipsters. He was wearing overalls and nothing else, no shirt, probably no pants. I saw a lot of alluring hip bone, so it was a little complicated. And I found out he claimed he was an 8th generation gold miner, which means he's the product of 7 generations of failure, because it just takes one generation, and then you're not gold miners anymore. You're like merchants or craftsmen. No, 8th generation still panning. No, it'll pan out. He also had he had 2 tattoos that I really didn't like. He had on his right arm, he had the Confederate flag tattooed on his tricep. That's right, hundreds of miles above the Mason-Dixon line, 150 years after the Civil War, the Confederate flag. And then on the other arm, he had the Italian flag. And that combination just says, I'm not really into winning wars. That's not, just like to be in the mix, negotiate a surrender, but not much else. So we were driving out there, and this was the Thursday of the NFL draft. Driving out to Sutter Creek, listening to NPR, and NPR, for whatever reason, decided, yeah, we should cover this. We are totally qualified to cover this story at NPR. So they went into it just right out of a normal report, like, reports are mixed from Syria whether the provisional government has used chemical weapons on the dissidents. And now we go to Andrew Wallace Huntley Anderson Wallace with NPR Sports coverage of the Nuffle Draft. Thank you, Stephen. I am standing here at Radio City Music Hall, where the National League of American Football is having their annual draft. With the first pick, the Midwestern Tribal Organization, the Kansas City Chiefs, selected an offensive tackle. Fun fact about American football, the offensive tackle seeks to prevent the tackling of his teammates, and the irony is delicious. With the second choice, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected an offensive tackle from Texas Agriculture and Mechanics University. Same ironic caveat applies. With the third pick, the Western Coast Piracy Organization, the Oakland Raiders, ratified a trade agreement with the highly endangered Miami Dolphins. And we hope that the draft continues as planned and that no draft dodgers have fled to the Canadian Football League. And then it was like Ira Glass told a 90-minute story about a place kicker that didn't even get drafted. It was really crazy. All right, well that is my portion of the warm-up part of the show. But this is just a little taste. Thank you. It's gonna be great. Continue to drink at the bar. If you took a picture, the hashtag is Moonlighting SF. If anyone's on Twitter, on your phone like a goddamn asshole, at least have the decency to use that hashtag during